I'm not so perfect, baby, come right.
So we're about at the end of my first week of Dragon Ball FighterZ, and these are my stats so far. I just want to do this so I have a record of it and we can sort of keep track of my progress on the channel as I continue to post more content. So right now I've played almost 70 ranked matches. I have 43 wins and 25 losses. And then here are all the other stats. And some things that I want to work on, you'll see down here at the bottom. I've never used a Dragon Rush force switch, which is like a snap out. And I've never used a guard cancel, I think. So I think that these stats are cool to look at for yourself, and it also shows you like what you're lacking too. So I've not, yeah, see at the bottom I'm gonna use a guard change. And then here is my player card. So right now I have 265,000 BP and I'm Super Saiyan rank. I don't know what the rank system is in the game, honestly. But I have 30 hours played. So yeah, that's our progress update for this week. Alright, so let's get into it. First of all, if you haven't watched the Universal Mechanics video I made, you should check that out. And if you don't want to watch the video, I'll go ahead and link the document below. It's also linked in that description too. But it's basically just a long Google Doc that tells you every Universal mechanic in the game. And it sort of covers the very, very basics, like movement options, you know, air dashing, meters, all of that, right? Everything that you need to know that's on your screen right now. So this guide's going to go ahead and assume that you've seen that video, or you've read through the guide, or you just have a basic understanding of the game and you know about the meter system, about the movement system, and things like that. Anyways, let's get right into it. This is the most important thing. If you don't take anything else away from this video, you need to take away the fact that 2H is your universal anti-air, and this is going to be the most important thing for getting through the lower ranks. I feel like so far. I've won matches so far, exclusively anti-airing with this. And the reason why this is so effective is because it anti-airs not only normal jump-ins, but super dash and vanishes too. Vanishes are a little difficult to anti-air for me, trying to get the timing right. Super dash to an extent, but it's pretty telegraphed because you can see them sort of flying across the screen. And this works because so far, a lot of the players that are lower, they don't want to walk at you or like jump at you as much. They want to use like one of these options that closes space immediately. They want the instant gap close, and usually it's gonna work. Like this will usually work because if you block this on the ground, they're positive. But I know if you block it in the air, I think, like if you vanish in the air, you're negative. But if you block this, it's still their turn. So that's why 2H is so important. You have to anti-air this on reaction, and then you get a full combo. I think I have the training dummy set here to go ahead and do a few of these. I play on a hitbox, so I don't have like the stick, the like right stick, left stick push down, so I have to use my keyboard. Let me see if it's still set. Yeah, there it is. And there, you can sort of do that, right? And then if I don't drop the combo, obviously I get the whole thing. Something like this. And then you can also do it, like I said, on Vanish. So let's go ahead and check that out. Sorry, this is the normal jump. Same thing, right? Same thing applies. You anti-air, you get a combo off of a normal anti-air. That one's probably the easiest to react to because it's so slow compared to the other two. Let's go ahead and check out the Vanish. Like that. See how I missed the first one? You just have to work on the timing. And obviously don't drop your combo like I did. Like that. So that's why it's very important, because all of these options are punishable with 2H, which gives you a launch into a free combo. Speaking of combos, this is something that you should really get into once you have a good grasp on the neutral. So we're skipping a few steps here, but just know that you can lab all the combos that you want, but understanding the moves that will lead to said combo is much more important. Because I can practice, this combo all day, right? I can do this all day, but getting this first hit is pretty difficult, just randomly throwing out 2M, 5M. So maybe you'll lead into it with 5LL like this, and then you'll go into it, and then you'll get the jump cancel. That's sort of, in a sense, is why the neutral is important, because you need to know when it's your turn and when you need to press buttons. So as far as the universal combo goes, I've been using a variation of the ones that I've been finding on Reddit and from my friends and stuff, but it's sort of the same thing that everybody else is using. It just is easier for me to pick up this way. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now, and then I'll leave the notations in the description as well as sort of talk through them. Okay, so all it is 5LL, 2M, 5M, jump cancel into 5LL, 2H, super dash, 5LL, 2H, and then jump LLL. Now that sounds very long, right? And I'll put the notation in the description like I said. It's very easy to pick up after you've done it a bunch of times. Your fingers are naturally going to go to this combo for better or for worse. I say that because characters like Android 21 have way better enders than Light Light Light. And Kefla too, which I've been trying to work on, right? Like Kefla has this after maybe a Ki Blast or something in the air. But I think that for your first week, and for my first week, focusing on getting the universal combo down and using it in a game was very beneficial. And now I'm getting into the second week, I'm starting to use these new enders, like this one. Now, it's beneficial because you can do it in training mode over and over and over again, but doing it in a game is so much different. It'll take you so much longer to do it in a game than it will to do it in training mode against somebody who's not fighting back. So once you can do it in the game reliably, I suggest moving forward with whatever character-specific ender is better. And then another thing that I'm working on now is meter usage. So you've seen in most of these combos that I've been using on Android 18 here, I've been ending in this, right, in the level 1, but I'm sure there's more optimal things to end in, like this setup here, which gives you a mix-up, and those are things that I'm just learning now, right, learning about my characters, and that is sort of something that I think is going to come with time. Next, I want to talk about block strings. Now, this is the area I need the most help in myself. From what I can tell, 5LL into 2M into 5M is a decent string, but I'm pretty sure we can take a look here. Can I set him to block everything? Enemy settings, here we go. Guard all. I'm pretty sure this is negative, right? Yeah, 5L is -6, which I think is punishable by a light attack, because you can see that Android 18's light attack or 5L starts up in 6 frames. So if I'm -6 and they're mashing 5L, they're gonna hit me. So I'm not sure if this is a good block string. I don't think it is. So that's something I'm working on myself. And another thing that I'm working on is blocking other character strings. In this game, if you're getting mauled, or if you're getting put into a block string and then they do an assist and they go into another block string into another assist, you're playing more of a defensive game at that point. And I lack the knowledge of what most of the other characters do in their strings. And I have to get hit, you know, many times by the same string sometimes to realize what I need to block. For example, Bardock's overhead ender, where he sort of does that spin and then hits you overhead. I didn't realize that that is an overhead for like an entire match one time. I kept getting hit by it, and eventually I was so like lost. I just stood up and blocked, and it, you know, lo and behold, it's a high, or it's an overhead. Sorry. And then other characters such as Gogeta with his unblockable, that like weird command grab thing he does, where it's sort of like transparent, and the first hit is unblockable. I had to look that up on Dustloop because I don't own all the characters right now. And it's pretty expensive to buy all the characters on Steam, at least. So I usually use Dustloop, or you know, just Google frame data or move sets of the other characters to figure out what is hitting me. I have a lot of problems against Gogeta and his kit. Cooler's dive kick, where he sort of like goes in the air and then he like slides on your head. That one always gets me because it seems very fast. And it also hits twice on the ground. So that move gives me a lot of trouble. And then Broly's entire kit. Both of the Broly's entire kits are, I think most of the big bodies, now that I'm thinking about it, most of the big body characters give me trouble with the command grabs and the armor moves. The armor moves I hate so much. They are, you know, something else. So I want to talk about a little bit more of an advanced, I guess, not technique, but concept that I noticed in Street Fighter V when I was playing that game. Is that in Street Fighter V, you can check somebody's dash on reaction and punish them. So in this game, dashes are pretty long, right? Like this is a pretty long dash. And some people just hold it, right? You'll see people just hold this to clear a screen, to clear all the way across the screen. And in Street Fighter, you can check this movement, right? And I'm very certain that that's possible in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm just trying to figure out what the best button is for each of my characters to check that movement. And I'm thinking that stand heavy might be. Let me go ahead and turn this off real quick. Guard. Because stand heavy reaches very far, right? So if they're running like this, sticking this button out is not a bad idea, I don't think. And then you also get a combo off of it. But you can also get a combo off of the other buttons too, right? If they do hit. So I'm really experimenting with this and trying to figure out what my best option is for checking people's movement on the ground when they're just sort of just running left and right. But yeah, I'm thinking 2H also might be able to catch them if they're like doing like this and then into a jump. So that's just something to think about and something to maybe experiment with. Lastly, I want to talk about assist. When building my team, I went with the philosophy of pick what you think is fun and the characters you like, because ultimately that's going to keep you playing the game. However, I'm not really sure what assist to be running with these three. These are my, this is the main team that I play, Android 18, Kefla, and Android 21. And I know that, I'm pretty sure Android 18 and Kefla are both point characters, so I'm not really sure if this is an ideal setup, but I really like playing this team. And I know that assist can help you extend combos, which I haven't really gotten into yet. I just been watching a lot of content and sort of figuring it out based on what they're doing. So that's something I'm looking into. And at first I was running, I think I was running Android 21's, yeah, Fireball, and I was running Kefla's Fireball too, but I figured 2 Fireballs isn't ideal. So I switched to Kefla's Kick here, which I'm not really sure is very good, but I'm experimenting with it. And also I'm running Android 18's Barrier, which I haven't really used too much, right? I really learned the properties of this a few days ago in a ranked game when somebody else was running 18 and was just using the barrier, and I didn't understand what it did until he used it against me. So if you have any tips about assist on these 3 characters particular, please leave them down below in the comments or on the Reddit thread or wherever, because it would really help me out a lot. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something, and I hope you'll join me next time. Thank you, and please consider subscribing.